So I'm going to go over a quick review about how to print off a basic row band. So one of the first things you need to do is to generate a file that contains all the information you want. I'll be using this example here. So this contains a variety of information. The two things that we're going to want in this example are the GIC pot ID and the name, because these are the two things that will be going on to the row band itself. So the key thing is to make sure you have all the information you want. So in this case, there are going to be a total of 120 row bands here. And what you want to do then is you want to make sure it's saved as an Excel file. You want to make sure that it's saved as an SLSX file, and then you want to close it. Okay. Next thing you'll do is you'll open up Microsoft Word. And you will need to go to Start Mail Merge. You go to Labels. So this is the point where you pick the label template. The one that I will have made for you here is called Row Band Template. These are the details of it. So if you have the opportunity, pause the video right now, take a screenshot, and then you can enter in all this information. So essentially what you would do is if you don't have that already, you'll go into New Label, and you will fill out all this information here as you see fit, and you'll hit OK, and that'll save it as row band template. Make sure when you do that, you are inside the other /custom label vendors. That way it'll be saved in there and you'll be able to find it later. Okay, so we have row band template, we hit OK. At this point, we want to fill it out as is. Now the request for this one was that you would have one half will be the mirror of the other half. So both sides will contain the exact same information in the exact same way. That's a little hard to do in Microsoft Word, but the way to do it is you will create a table. So you'll create a one cell table. Move it down a little bit like this. Okay. All right. Then what we'll want to do is we want to enter in two pieces of information. So the first thing is going to be the pot number. And the next thing will be the genotype ID. Genotype ID will just be as we want it. So go to mailings. At this point, what you want to do is you want to select your so-called recipients. You'll use an existing list. Go to the location where your file is. Click on it. So then it'll list all the different sheets that you have in that particular Excel file. Click the one that has the information you want. Okay. All right. So the next thing that you do is you go to, so you first put your cursor where you want to insert the information. You will then hit insert field and then insert the thing that you want. So in this case, it'll be GIC plot ID. And then down here, we want the name. Now, as you see here, it just shows the header name that was in the spreadsheet. In order to be able to see it, you hit preview results. And there you have it. Now, as you can see, the information is only located right here and not in any of these other labels. To make sure that all that information gets transferred to the other ones, you hit update labels. And that's what you'll have here. So this is the first label, the second label, third label, fourth label, and fifth. Now, what we wanted to have was, so we want this to be a little bit easier to read. So what we'll do is first thing we're going to do is we'll go to layout and we're going to center it like this. And you can make it a little bit bigger as well. Okay. All right. Now, the next thing we want to do is we actually want to copy this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to first click on this right here where this little four-way arrow thing appears. Click that once. I'll then hit Control C for copy. I will click over here and then press Control V. Oops. There we go. All right. Okay. Now we have we have one row band that contains mirrored information. Hit Update Labels. And there we go. If you move through here like this will increment which entries you're looking at in your spreadsheet. So one of the things you want to do is go through some of these. If you only have a few like this, 120, you can literally just go through all of them. And you can see all the relevant information on here. You just want to double check to make sure that everything looks right, just the way you want it. And then once you're done, you can print it off. When you want to print it off, you don't do Control P. What you do is you hit Finish and Merge, Print Documents. You can select specific records if you want. Usually I'll just do all, hit OK, and then select the printer you want. And at that point, you hit OK, you're ready to go. If you're using some kind of special paper, you'll want to indicate in here what it is. So sometimes people will use specific labels. Others, in this case, this is just going to be plain paper, but sometimes people use thick paper. Just want to indicate to that, and then your printer should handle it appropriately. All right, that's it. At that point, you'll want to make sure to save it, just so that you can use it for later. Do keep in mind, though, that if you change the name of the Excel document, you will need to update that in here by going to use an existing list and changing it. This is because it does not adapt to that. Yeah.